right, don't know we're watching them, but there are surprises in store for Karen Matthews, who wants to brighten up the daily grind with a song and dance. Harry and Brian, just 2 out of 3 million squaddies looking for an old pal. And Carl Kruger, who thinks his brother was lost to him more than 40 years ago. For these people and more, it's Surprise, Surprise! Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cilla Black.
Welcome to Surprise, Surprise, the show where surprising things happen to the most surprising people. And you know, you can see some surprising things as well if you keep your eyes open. I mean, the other day, me and Bobby went out for a meal, and on the menu was written, the chef's special. And somebody had written underneath, well, he might be special, but his food's rotten. Oh, but enough of that. Let's get on with the show. Now, last week, if you remember, I phoned Den Watts. Desperate Den who wanted to fly through the air like Superman. And here he is. Oh, and there's my Superman himself. Welcome to Surprise, Surprise.
Thank you.
How are you feeling, Den?
Absolutely super.
Superman?
Yes.
Well, you might feel like Superman, but you certainly don't look like Superman, Chuck.
I know.
And to look like him, you need special Superman's box. And nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. Watch this. Shush, shush, shush. Well, how about that then, Den?
Well, it's not really quite right, is it?
Oh, come on.
Well, Superman was an American hero.
What about that? Never work with children, animals, and temperamental Superman. All right, what's this? Shush, shush. Right then, Den. What about that then?
Now you're really talking.
Yes, we are indeed. And you know, we're being threatened by Lex Luthor's gang. And you know what this means, Den, don't you?
Yes, this is a job for Superman.
Go. Look at that. Oh, come over here, Superman. Oh, Den. Oh, super. Can I be your Lois Lane?
You can fly with me anytime you like.
Oh, nice. And this is a lovely outfit. Are you pleased with it?
I'm over the moon with it, yeah.
Yes. I'm not going to say a word. I am not going to say a word about wearing underpants on the outside of your house. I think that's cheap, don't you? It is. It's cheap. Mind you, it is a funny place to keep your small change, isn't it? Well, they're over there waiting for you to teach you how to fly, and I know you're desperate to do it, aren't you?
I am.
Off you go, Den, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Well, now this year is the 40th anniversary since the beginning of an event that affected almost every family in Britain. It's 40 years ago since the start of national service. Now, how many of you remember scenes like these? Memories. Yeah, not for me, I was too young. Oh, yes, I was. Oh, you're cruel to me. Actually, how many ex-servicemen have we got sitting out there in our audience tonight? Come on, there must be 1 or 2, because there were 3 million of you. Come on, give us a wave. Oh, yes, there are 2 likely lads sitting down there on the 3rd row. Yes, you look as if you've done a bit of service. Come and join us, lads, please. Come on, lads. Yes, you too. Sit down over there. Hello.
How do you do?
Oh, nice. Yes, you're going on your holidays. What are your names? Tell us your names.
Walter Harrison.
You're Walter.
Yeah.
Walter Harrison, and what's your name?
Brian Hayton.
And you're Brian. Yes. Now, how long is it since you left the services? It's a long time ago.
37 years for me.
Where were you serving, by the way?
Oh, I was all over. York, Trieste,
Yeah.
then Chester,
Yeah.
military hospital.
Now, you are actually mates, aren't you?
Mm.
And you live close to one another now, don't you, in
Yeah,
Fleetwood?
we do now, yeah.
Yes, and you've kept in touch with each other all over those years.
Yeah.
But there's one fella missing, isn't there?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Peter Hoy.
Peter Hall. How long is it since you've seen him?
37 years.
Is it really? Well, you're not going to wait any longer, because surprise, surprise, Peter's behind the screens. Come in, Peter. They won't have heard that. He said, where's all the black hair gone? Oh, you were stationed in Chester, weren't you, in the medical corps, is that right?
Yes, we were, yes.
Yes, and a little bird told me that, you know, you used to have a nickname, you three, because of your surname. Yeah. Now, that was the 3 H's, wasn't it? Yes, and you had another name too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Can you remember that? What the nurses and staff used to call you?
The 3 Orange.
The 3 H's, yes. What sort of things did you get up to then?
Do you really want to know?
Yes. I bet you've got an awful lot to chat about. You've got 36, 37 years to catch up on, haven't you?
Yeah, long time.
And we'll let you get on with that, because we're going to catch up with our Bob Carolgees now, because he's going to let the train take the strain. You see, we had a letter from 12-year-old Josephine Coop, who says that her 25-year-old cousin Karen Matthews commutes by train every weekday from Leatherhead in Surrey to Waterloo. And she says she's fed up with all the miserable-looking people she's sitting next to on the train. So our Bob went off to Leatherhead to see if he could do something about it.
I'm here at Leatherhead Station. I'm a ticket collector. I've got my little nipper here, see. And I'm waiting for a daily commuter from here. Her name is Karen Matthews. And today's journey into town is going to be slightly different for Karen. I've just got to make an announcement. Excuse me.
The next train is for Ashton, Epsom, Elwell West, Stoneleigh, Worcester Park, Mossville Park, Rains Park, Wimbledon, Clapham Junction and Waterloo only.
Tickets, please. Tickets, please.
I'm going to have a hassle.
I'm sorry, this is Karen Matthews. Karen Matthews! Hello! Karen, my word! Surprise, surprise. How are you, Karen?
I came back off holiday yesterday.
You're so brown, yeah?
Yeah, and all my friends have been ringing me up this morning, and oh God, it's really embarrassing.
That's one of your favourite sayings, isn't it? I'm really embarrassed. Let me tell you, Karen, that your cousin,
Yeah.
Josephine, wrote and told us that you really get fed up with these daily journeys on the train because all the boring passengers and that.
Josephine?
Yes. And they all look so miserable and that. And your ambition, apparently, Karen, is to do a song and dance routine on a train and cheer up the commuters. Is that right? That's right. Well, Karen, what we're going to do, we've also got some people you might know, some friends of yours and relatives of yours that are also going to help. And we're going to entertain all the passengers on the train this morning. And these are Karen's relatives. Karen, come back here. Because I wonder about the stage, but we'll tidy you up. And you all right, everybody? Ready to do this? Okie dokie. Let's go.
Do it here?
We're going to do it right now. All right, Karen.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all you can. Hallelujah, come on, get happy.
on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. Chase your cares away. Hallelujah, get happy before the judgment day. Sun is shining, come on, get happy. Lord's waiting to take your hand. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land. Heading across the river, the road sings away in the time. It's all peaceful on the other side. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready for the judgment day.
Well, that was absolutely marvellous, Karen. Didn't she do well? Yes! And wouldn't it be nice if all journeys were like that? Yes! Are you watching British Rail? Well, I don't know about you, that did me the power of good. Was it a bird? No! Was it a plane? No! Who was it then? Way up, I think he's coming back again. That's wonderful, Den. How come... Can you turn round on that thing? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is it hurting at all?
No, only when I laugh.
Well, you look absolutely... Swing away. Swing away, because he's lovely. There he goes. Who knows? Next off the Krypton factor. Oh, I meant Krypton. Will we ever see him again? Still, we've made his day, haven't we? Yes. And we're about to make somebody else's day, and that's Louis Tonner. Now, Louis adores curry. Not Edwina, no. No, the real hot stuff. The trouble is that his wife, Moselle, makes the worst curry he's ever tasted. Well, we decided that it was time Louis had a proper curry. And our Bob, go anywhere for a giggle, Carol G's, was waiting inside Louis's mother's house in Stepney to surprise Moselle on her weekly visit.
And I'm here in the hallway, actually, and I've just been told, yes, that she is on her way down the road in the car, so I better get ready at the front door. Could put these lights out, lads, so she'll spot them. Moselle! Moselle Tonner, come here with me. Hello, children. Come in here, come in here. We've got a little surprise, Moselle. Leave the children with Louis, if you don't mind, because your husband, Louis, there, has told us that you make the most rottenest curry in the world. Is that right? He says it's horrible, your curry. And so in your mum's kitchen here, we've got all these lovely things prepared here, and we're gonna demonstrate how to make this wonderful curry. All right, and to demonstrate, we've got none other than a very famous curry maker, Mr. Glenn Christian. Say hello, this is Moselle. Are you surprised? So he's been making, I believe it's a chicken curry you're doing.
It's a chicken curry.
Right. And what have you been doing up to now?
I've been browning my onions, because unless you brown your onions properly, you can never make a curry.
Right.
That's right.
You know that, you see.
I'll be taking all this in. Well, we're gonna carry on working on this, so there's lots of work to do. So back to you in the studio.
Well, we all look forward to that, but it's time to take a break now. But please don't go away, because we'll be back with lovely Gordon Burns and the Searchline, and to see how things are hotting up with Bob's Curry. And we'll have a few more surprises for a few more people. So see you in a couple of minutes. Well, I've heard that things are getting a bit spicy in Stepney, so let's go over to our outside broadcast cameras and see how Bob's getting on with Moselle and Glyn over there. How are you doing, Bobs?
Oh, all right, actually the whiff in here is something to be smelt, really. How's it all going, Glyn? What have you been doing
Well,
now?
all right. Actually, Mo and I have been talking a bit to try and establish just what it is that Louis has been complaining about. What doesn't he like about your curries?
He says they're overspiced,
Well, too many spices or too hot?
too hot.
Ah, that's a very classic thing, you see.
I get too hot.
Yes, I know you get too hot. But this is a British thing. The really hot curries don't belong to India at all. And that happens because people either use the wrong curry, or they use too much of it, or they put it in at the end. And if you put curry into a liquid, which I know you don't do, but if you do, you always get a very great heat because you need to put curry powder into something which is hot like this first.
So what's the actual recipe that we're using?
We're making a chicken curry, and the ingredients are these: a pound of onions, very finely chopped, and about 4 ounces of green pepper. Apple's very nice at the end, actually.
I know.
And they get fried with some garlic, if you like, in butter, and you need the butter because that gives it lots of colour. Then we've got the chicken there, 2 or 3 pounds, and curry powder, 2 tablespoons, and you can use a mild one if you like. And these bits here, these are bits which are not necessary, but they add extra flavour.
Well, they're like cigars, those.
Well, that's a cinnamon stick, a half a cinnamon. You can use ground cinnamon, 2 or 3 slices of lemon, and bay leaves. They all together make a lovely, delicious, basic curry.
But why have you got a pack of lard and some peanut butter?
It's good, isn't it? It's not lard, that is coconut milk. And the peanut butter is because if you do make a curry which is too spicy, you stir these in at the end, either one of them, and it just coats the tongue so you can't taste the spice.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, there, it's good.
So you're going to lob all this into
Right,
the pan?
this is what you actually do. We've been browning, see how brown that is? Lob it in. Lovely and brown, and what you're doing there is you're caramelizing the sugar that's in the onion, and if you don't do that, you don't get a curry. Good, sweet background. Into that you put your 2 tablespoons of spice, and this one is a korma. A korma, that's the mild one, not too hot, lots of flavour. So 2 tablespoons, and it's very important that this should be on heat, that you cook that for 3 or 4 minutes to get all the oils out. Then you put the other ingredients in. You put your chicken in, and that's with a bone in it and no skin, because that's where you get the best flavour. And they all go in. They actually go into the pan, and then you put these other things in, and onto that, you don't have to bother with stock, you don't have to bother with browning that. You put as much water as it needs to cover it. And the trick is, you then cook that without covering the water, and it reduces down, dissolves all the onions, and it gives you the gravy.
That's
Simple as that.
brilliant. I think we're learning a lot here. Is there any tips you'd like while Glyn's here, actually, Cilla?
Oh, Bob, I'm awfully glad you asked that. Hello, Moselle.
Hi.
You look lovely, like a good wine. Hi, Glyn.
Hey, nice to see you again.
Glyn, could you do me a favour?
Yes.
You see, I want to ask a favour on behalf of my Auntie Nellie. They always say that, don't they? And you see, I'm worried about her crackling. And you know, on the pork, because it doesn't crackle. You see, sometimes it's like rubber, and she has to chew it for hours, you see.
She had her teeth in, did she?
Pardon?
She had her teeth in.
Well, normally she keeps them in a jar in the shed.
Not with pork, dear.
Not with pork. And sometimes it's as hard as anything, and she will break, she has broken her false teeth. So how do you get your crackling just right, please?
This is on the pork.
On the pork.
Well, I reckon you muck around with it as little as you can. And pour boiling water over the top, dry it, and cook it at a high temperature, about 25 minutes a pound. But that's all. Don't muck around with it. That's how you get your crackling right.
Someone said that, you know, when you take it out the fridge, to dry it, you do it with your hair dryer. Is that right?
Maybe. But it's very important that the butcher does the little bits.
Oh, the
cuts it
scoring.
nice and fine first. That's very important.
Yes.
When he scores it.
Scores it.
So could you say that a little bit more slowly for me, Auntie Nellie?
The butcher's got a score.
Butcher's got to score finely.
He's got to score it, and then what do you do
You
with it?
pour boiling water over it,
Over it?
dry it, and
With
then
the hair dryer?
with the hair dryer, or not just a bit of paper will do, and then you cook it at a high temperature, 25 minutes a pound, quite high, until it's nicely cooked. It'll be terrific.
Oh, thanks a lot, Glyn. Oh, Auntie Nellie, I hope you're listening. That's the way to get a super bit of crackling on the side. We'll see you all later, all right?
Yes, we'll see you.
later.
We'll have
It's now time to find out what our own very special little bit of crackling on the side has got up to. Yes, he's got lots of surprises. It's all Gordon Burns, and he's got the searchline for us. Over to you, Crackling.
Hello, and we begin the Searchline this evening with one of our very personal appeals.
My name's Jonathan Broads. I live in Crayford, Kent. I'm 11 years old. I'm looking for my godparents called Hilary Cox and Reuben Cox. The last known whereabouts was at Stalkert Rest pub in Gravesend. After they took over the railway pub in Barrow Green. I'd like to see them because I haven't seen them for the last 9 years. I was 2 years old when I last see them, and we think they're only off licence. We don't know where, so if you know where they are, can you please ring the Searchline?
Well, it would be great if somebody could help, and I'll give you the number to ring in a few moments. Well, now it's story time. Lights, please. Thank you. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes. Then I'll begin. Once upon a time, Tommy Spence lived with his family on the tiny island of Stroma near John O'Groat, Scotland. His father was the lighthouse keeper, and every evening during the summer of 1940, a Wellington bomber flew low over the lighthouse and dropped the family a bundle of magazines and newspapers, normally unavailable in wartime. The last time the bomber flew over, in addition to the magazines, it dropped, wait for it, no more accurate in the war than that, this scarf. Now, Tommy, being a nipper at the time, scrambled to retrieve it as it floated earthward. The Spencer family never saw the bomber again, but Tommy has kept his scarf ever since, and he would love to find out who those kind airmen were. So, is it possible that any of the crew of the Wellington bomber who flew regularly over the Stroma Lighthouse in 1940 are watching tonight? If so, Tommy Spence would like to thank you for your kindness and return this scarf. So do get in touch. Nigel Lewis Baker is trying to find his stepbrother, Hugh Michael Baker, usually known as Michael. They were extremely close as children, but Nigel hasn't seen his brother now since 1960. This picture of Michael was taken in 1958. Now, 30 years is a long time, and if Michael isn't watching tonight, is there anyone out there who recognizes him? If so, we want to hear from you. Now, Irene Bedford sent us this football medal and would very much like to find its owner. It was awarded to J. Golding in Raniket, Uttar Pradesh, India. So if this silver medal is the missing punchline in one of your tales of major sporting achievements, please call us on the Searchline. As usual, our researchers will be answering the phones until 10 o'clock tonight. The number is 01-222-8000. And I'll be back with more from Searchline later on. In the meantime, back to Cilla.
Thanks a lot, Gordon. Well, right now, I'm going to make a phone call and just have a look at this. Isn't this wonderful? Yes, it's only a little diddy phone, though, isn't it? It's not as big as Superman's, is it? Mind you, I'll cope. Actually, 11-year-old Adam Harries from Wales wrote to us about his mum, Kay, who was kinky about nails. In fact, she's so kinky, she wants to lie in a bed of them. Adam says she's actually done it once, but nobody will believe her. Well, seeing is believing, and I'm going to phone her up now and give her a chance to show us all. As I said, she lives in Welsh Wales, and oh, it's a lot of digits, 10 digits. Here we go. It's been vandalised. Yes, here we go. Here you go. I'm always terrified of dialing the wrong number. I did that once on the last series. I got a Chinese restaurant. Here we go. Come on, Kay.
Outrageous Kissograms, good evening. Hello, can I help you?
Hello, what did you say?
Outrageous Kissograms.
You're kissing?
Yes.
Well, I want to speak to Kay Harries.
Yes, that's me. Sorry. Can I help you you at all?
Well, indeed you can, Kay. Surprise, surprise, it's Cilla here.
Pardon?
Surprise, surprise, it's Cilla here.
You must be joking.
I'm not, Kay.
Cilla?
Cilla, yes. C-I-L-L-A. Cilla.
We get a lot of calls like this, actually.
Well, you would do.
I've never quite had the background. I'm sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Can I help you at all?
Well, it is Cilla here, and I've come on the phone to surprise you, but I'm more interested in your kissogram. If I wanted to be a kissogram girl, what would I have to wear?
A kissogram? You mean Cilla? You mean Cilla as in Cilla Black?
Yes, I do.
No,
Sure.
really?
It is. It is, love. It is. Who did you think it was?
Well, we have so many practical jokes, you know, and people making funny phone calls. I really don't know. You mean, you mean the television Cilla Black?
The one that's shaped like a television, yes. Kay, I tell you why I'm calling. It's all down to your son, Adam. You can blame him for this.
Adam?
Your Adam, yes?
Yes.
Your Adam wrote to me, you see.
Yes.
And told me that, years ago, that you once laid on a bed of nails.
My God, that was over 20 years ago.
What? Well, nobody believes you see. And I'm a bit suspect myself. I mean, how come you were lying 20 years ago on a bed of nails? Tell us all about it, Kay.
Well,
because we're all down to here, aren't we, audience?
You've got an audience. I mean, it can't be on television.
Yeah. Of course it's on the telly. Are we on the telly or what? Now, this was 20 years ago. What possessed you to lay in the first place on a bed of nails, Chuck?
Well, I had a friend, you see.
Oh, did you?
I used to, when I was living in East Africa at the time.
Yes.
And he had a job. He used to lay on a bed of nails.
Did he?
And he used to promote, he used to lay on one bed of nails and he had another bed of nails on top of him.
This is getting kinkier by the minute.
No, not really. Because he was promoting Toyota, I think it was Toyota cars.
Yes.
And he used to lay in a showroom window.
So your friend used to do this, lay on one.
But he also had an evening job.
And,
that was his day job. They'd asked him to do overtime, you see, and he couldn't do the evening job. So I didn't have an evening job because I was working for an airline at the time. It was I can't believe this.
Neither can I. It's a lovely story.
No. So,
how long is this going to take?
Well, the thing is, he asked me if I could take his place.
Yes.
Because he used to work in a club in Nairobi.
Yes.
And, I said, well, I don't mind having a go.
I'll get straight to the point, Kay. We want you to come on the show next week and lie on a bed of nails here. Will you do that for us?
Well, you certainly do come to the point. And the point is the words. I can't believe it.
Hey, I hate it when the public are funnier than I am. I do. So we'll see you next week. And bring your son, Adam. I'm dying to meet him.
I'm sure. I'm dying to have a word with him right at this moment. Thank you for calling.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's a pleasure to speak to you.
And you too. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra, love.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra. Mind you, she was a nice person, wasn't she? Yes. You meet nice people, and one of the nicest people I've met is Ray Rauch, who's a real bundle of energy. As well as having a full-time job, he manages to bring up his 4 children single-handed, which means doing all the cooking and the cleaning. He takes them to the youth club on Monday, swimming on Tuesday, girls' brigade on Wednesday, swimming again on Thursday, youth club on Friday, roller skating on Saturday and Sunday, plus Sunday school. He never stops, and it's not unusual for him some days to have hardly any sleep. Well, his friends and neighbours call him Mr. Mum. And one of his friends, Elaine Browning, wrote on behalf of his 4 children, Martin, Sarah, Louise and Rachel, to ask if I could deliver him a Cillagram. So the other day, I went down to Basildon, where he works, to surprise him. Now, you know, there are 3,500 people who work here, but today, I'm only looking for that one special person. At this minute, I believe he's mending his engine. So let's go and find him. Come on. Come on, Rob, here we go. Rob's going to show us the way to where Ray is. Do you think he'll be surprised, Ray?
Oh, I think he'll be very surprised.
It's like going to a wedding. We go along here.
Along here, please.
It is a bit like going to a wedding, isn't it? I think so. You're the best man, Rob. I wonder what he'll say. What do you think he'll say?
I wouldn't like to say what he would say.
Yeah. So this is... Oh, this is the... All right, here we go. Exciting. Morning, Ray. Ray Rouch. Yes. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. With a bit of a shock, but great.
What have you been doing? What are you doing here?
Changing valves.
Will you change my valve? Because my heart's
I'll change
going.
any valve you want. What do you want to change?
I've come here to sing you a Cillagram.
Oh, well, go on and sing it.
I'm not doing it now.
Oh, right.
Don't you know who wrote to me and told me all about you?
No.
Well, I know a little birdie told me all about you.
Yeah.
You've got 4 lovely kids, haven't
That's
you?
right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you do an awful lot for them. In fact, you are known, your nickname is Mr. Mum.
Is that right?
Yeah. Because over the last 3 years or so, you've been really looking after them.
That's
taking
right,
them
yeah.
skating.
Whatever, swimming.
Swimming.
Yeah.
Youth clubbing.
Yeah. Whatever.
And you've even baked cakes for your kids.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Well, they all love you.
Oh, I know that.
And guess where they are today?
God knows. They was at home, but I should think...
You're absolutely right, because surprise, surprise, no school today for your 4 children. They are all here, all to help me sing a Cillagram to you. Come on, kids, where are you? And, look at that.
Hello.
The little angels. Don't they look gorgeous?
Of course.
And it's all down to you, Ray. Yes, you're special. And whatever happens today, don't worry, lad. We'll be there. Won't we,
Right.
kids? Yeah. What are we waiting for, then? Shall we go and sing the Cillagram?
Yeah.
Come on, children. Last week's show, I was given a little tip about a 64-year-old lady sitting in our audience. She had an uncontrollable urge to either dance naked in the rain or dress up as a punk. Well, we had to do something about that. Yes, it's you, Evelyn Oldcorn. Where are you, love? Where's our Evie? Evelyn, come and join us, please, will you? Come on, Evelyn. Take your chance. Evelyn, I'll have a sit down there, Chuck. You're from Liverpool, aren't you, sweetheart?
I'm originally from South Wales.
South Wales?
Yes,
well, there's
originally.
lovely for you.
Yes.
There's nice. Now, on your way down there, you're saying to me, what's this all about?
Yes.
Well, I've had a letter all about you, Evelyn.
Who can write?
Who can write? What do you mean, who can write? Well, your niece Sean can write for a start.
Can she?
Yeah, she can write. She told me all about you, and you've got this burning desire. Well, she says that if you ever had one martini, you've got two burning desires. One is to dance naked in the rain. No, we won't let you do that.
What with this figure?
Well, it'll frighten the horses, wouldn't it? I mean, and I love horses too. Yes, got the teeth for them. And the other thing she said is, when you've had one martini, you also would love to dress up as a punk. So we'll soon be seeing Evelyn, because that's her real name, not Evelyn as I called her on last week's show. We'll be seeing Evelyn transformed into a punk, and I'm not going to tell you exactly when. So see if you can spot her. In the meantime, we're going to take a break. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes. See you then. Back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with their great hit, the stutter rap, please welcome Morris Minor and the Majors.
Cause I've a story to tell, and I'm telling it here. I was born in a town in the great UK. From a baby to a boy to a man today. And I'm a musical man, and I'm a man of verse. But I got a little problem and it's getting worse. My life was so well planned, surviving and charting in the funk band. Cause rapping, it's my bread and butter. But it's hard to rap when you're born with a stutter. See what I mean? From the age of 13, we've all been caught in a mouth trap. So join with us and do the stutter rap. Well, it was 82 when I joined the boys. And I was hip, and I was cool, and now I lost my poise. The kids, our fans, are starting to doubt. When you open your mouth and nothing comes out.
agree. I think Evelyn's been a tremendous sport, don't you? Yes. And she's been ever so worried. She's worried what the vicar might say. And weren't the lads good too? Yes. Morris Minor and the Majors. Yes. Thanks a lot, fellas. Yes. Well, after all that, I think we all need to relax. And who better to relax with than our Gordon? All right, Gordon?
And first off, in this second section of Searchline, we have an emotional personal appeal from Judy France.
I'm a foundling. I was found on Stepney Causeway on the 13th of June, 1945, at about 2 weeks old. I was later taken to the South Eastern Hospital in New Cross, where I was looked after by a person called G. Gay. I was later put in an orphanage. At some stage, I was given the name Wendy Ann Stevens. I would very much like to meet my mother, or anybody that looked after me at the hospital or the orphanage. And also, whoever found me on Stepney Causeway, please get in touch with Searchline.
Well, can anyone out there help Judy? The number to ring will be coming up very shortly. Now, are these scenes familiar to you? Some of you will recognise this as the opening ceremony of the first Mersey Tunnel. It's called the Queensway Tunnel and was opened on the 19th of July 1934 by King George V and Queen Mary. Of course, I'm much too young to have been there. So was Cilla, she insists.
Oh.
But someone who certainly was there is May Edwards. She was presented to the King and Queen as part of a human bouquet. At the ceremony, various schools in the area depicted different flowers, and May's school, St Jude's Church of England, Low Hill, Liverpool, represented the red rose of Lancashire. The members of the bouquet with May on this memorable occasion were Lillian Frost, Miriam Thomas, Isabel Armstrong, Doris and Gladys Kay, and Hazel Barton. May remembers you all having your picture taken, but unfortunately she never received one. So, do any of the other girls possess photos of the human bouquet? Either way, May would love to hear from any of you. All right, Petals? Next, we're putting out a call for a very special nurse who was at Driffield Base Hospital in 1942-43. She was known then as Nurse Errington, and Tom Cornthwaite still remembers her with affection. In his letter, he described her as, and I quote, a handy lass with a hypodermic. I don't know about Tom, but I wouldn't fancy anyone coming at me with a loaded hypodermic. But Nurse Errington certainly must have been pretty special for Tom to remember her so vividly. So, Nurse Errington, if you're watching, Tom would love you to call the Searchline, so do it now. Now, about the same time Nurse Errington was wielding her syringe, Eileen Hales was famous throughout Bournemouth as a whistler with the Royal Army Pay Corps. She toured with the girls who lodged at the Piccadilly Hotel and the Fontmell Priory. Now, to jog the girls' memories, here's a quick rendition of her favourite tune from those days. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome whistler extraordinaire, Eileen Hales. Did that sound familiar? If so, and indeed if you recognise Eileen, please ring us tonight. Finally, our quickie section tonight. We would like the following people to contact us. Violet Kitts, who may now be called Hodges, formerly of Islington. She worked at Horniman's Tea Packing in London, 1935. Richard Albert Walter Essex, last known address, Esher Gardens, Wimbledon, 1970. John Richmond, last seen 22 years ago in Hartlepool. And members of the Royal Army Service Corps Depot Theatre, Ashchurch near Tewkesbury, Gloucester, 1942-1943. So if any of you are watching, please give us a call on 01-222-8000. Or you can, of course, always write to us at Searchline, Surprise, Surprise, London Weekend Television, London SE99 6YW. And that's all from the search line this week, so we'll go back now to someone who'll wet all our whistles. Cilla.
Thanks a lot, Gordon. Do you know what, Gordon? I can smell that curry from here, can you?
I'd like to try some.
Oh, yes. Well, let's find out how it's going over there in Stepney. How's it doing over there, Bob?
Very well indeed, actually, Cilla. We're, you have some lovely bread. We've had to come upstairs here because the dining room is upstairs, but as you can see, we're dishing out the curry. We've brought in Louis as well, which is Mo's husband who started this whole thing off, and he's come to taste a proper curry that Mo's been helping Glyn with here.
Are you looking forward to it, Louis?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Should be good.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Should
We've
be
actually
good.
got a spare seat here, so I don't know if you can notice there's a little seat on the end. And I think we need a special guest to come and sample this curry, Mo's special curry. So can we have a special guest, please? There's a special guest here somewhere. And, oh, here we are. We have a special...
Well, I've been sitting up there. Oh, she called you Morgan, is that right? I've been sitting upstairs. It smells wonderful. Dying to meet you. Lovely to meet you. Smashing.
What's David? That's
I met Louis upstairs. We've been playing with the kids upstairs.
Right, and as you can see, Glyn's actually dishing out the curry now.
Can I reach over to you, Ross?
Of course you can.
It looks very tender. Nice little surprise for you there.
I heard you scream earlier when you came in. I was blethering upstairs. Shh, don't say anything.
Have a little taste of that, Louis. See what
Right.
you think.
Would you like some?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, some for
There you
you.
go.
Well,
There you go.
Mo, thank you very much. I hope you've learned something. You'll be all right making curry now. Glyn, wonderful. We've all learned so many tips, and this curry is beautiful. And you for setting it up, Louis.
right,
Thank you
yeah.
very much indeed. And Ross, how's it taste to you?
Magic. I've just been sitting up there desperate to come down here to see this.
You were smelling it.
I was
You were
smelling it for ages.
All right, we're going to carry on enjoying this meal. So it's back to you in the studio. Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Well, you know, they say you should always keep the best till the last, and tonight we have done just that. Sitting in our audience is somebody who's about to get a big surprise. Yes, it's you, Carl Kruger. Where are you, love? Carl Kruger, please join us, please, with your lovely wife, Mary. Oh, hello, Carl. Come, oh, you can sit there if you like, but you sit next to me, Carl.
You're right, right.
Now, Carl and Mary, you live in Warrington, don't
Warrington,
you?
yes.
Warrington, but tell us, you're not from Warrington, are you?
No,
Where are you from?
Poland.
You're from Poland,
Yeah.
yes. And in the war, during the war, you were imprisoned in the labour camps, weren't you?
Yes, I was in Germany, hard labor camp.
Yes. And, well, the Americans came along and liberated you.
Yeah.
And that's when you came over, you emigrated to England. And then you joined the Polish
Polish army, yeah.
The Polish Free Army, that's
Yeah.
right. That was a long, long time ago.
yeah.
Well, it's 49 years ago, and in
Yeah.
fact, you lost touch with most of your family.
Family, yeah, most.
Especially your young brother.
Yeah.
Now, you haven't seen him for 49 years.
Yeah.
You're going to see him tonight.
Yeah.
We've flown him over from West Germany just for you. After 49 years, here's your brother Arthur with his lovely wife, Aurelia. Come in, Arthur. The more the world is changing, the more it stays the same. Life is full of small surprises. It's a never-ending game. If nothing is impossible, will you believe your eyes? If the caught up with us again this week. I'd like to say thank you to all those who've been on the show, especially our Bob Carolgees, and not forgetting our Gordon Burns. We will be back next week with more surprises. So until then, ta-ra then, ta-ra!
Rents.